morning to you, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on yet another edition of your Darling Outlook. It's State of the State on this channel. Of course, this is where we take close look at issues having to do with top of the morning to you, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on yet another edition of your Darling Outlook, State of the State. I am Sunday Kolawale. Apologies for that initial slight hitch. Thank you so much, everyone. Today, we will be taking a closer look at an area of issues, but leading the pack will be the wage award as announced by the federal government through President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the welfare of Ondo State workers. I'm being joined this morning by the Vice Chairman of the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC), Comrade Olatobos Nakem. It's nice to have you join me, presenter. Now let's go straight to the point. I understand that states are also supposed to key into the wage award as announced by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. No matter the situation, there must be a way to augment the suffering of the people. No thanks to the removal of subsidy. In Ondo State, there has been lots of agitations that will it just be a case of workers in Ondo State agitating for what only federal workers will now benefit. Now the announcement came that Governor Oluwaroti Makedo has approved that the wage award be paid beginning from the November salary. Let's hear from the horses. What transpired at that meeting yesterday?
Thank you very much. Listeners at home, we want to bless God for making us to witness another day. We thank God for the kind of government that we have. They are listening government. And we want to thank God for the comrades that we have among them. The head of service in person of Comrade Pastor Kayode Ogundele and Comrade Honorable Dari Aragbai. They've been doing well. And we want to use this opportunity to extend our appreciation to the governor. We know that workers and the government of Ondo State have been on the same page. And this agitation since when the federal government announces the wage award of 35,000 naira in October, we are sure that the government of Ondo State will follow suit. And we wrote to the government based on the fact that the federal government has announced the 35,000 wage award to its workers. And if you know, in that agreement, in that communique, it was said that states should go back to their states and negotiate for what the state can pay based on what comes accrues to them. And we know definitely from there that we know that the government of Ondo State is going to do the needful because we go to the same market with those federal workers. We buy the same prices of commodities. Our children go to the same schools. We go for the same medical treatment. So we know that the state government will do the needful. And we are happy that yesterday the approval was given and it was announced that 35,000 wage award will be paid to workers in Ondo State. And we know that will snowball to the local government workers and the teachers very, very soon.
Okay, so local government workers and teachers are not included in the current arrangement.
They are included, but you know, the source of their income comes from the FAC, and when it gets to the state, that of local government and the teachers gets to the JAC account before it is distributed back to the workers. But that of the state is being determined by the state straight ahead. But we know definitely that today is JAC, the Joint Accounts Allocation Committee meeting. Today is the day, and we will know that it will follow suit based on the approval given by the government yesterday. We are expecting that something good will happen from the JAC.
Why does it seem that the current NLC leadership is always comfortable with every step of government?
Yes, because the people in government today, headed by Arakun Rotimi Akeredolu, have been on the same page with workers. He has said it when he came up on board in his first term, that the priority of the workers, the welfare of the workers is his priority. Salaries and what have you. And he has been doing that. If you look at it, salaries have been paid as at when due in Ondo State. And promotions have been done as at when due. As I speak with you, 2023 promotion has been done, and people have been collecting their salaries based on the 2023 promotions. So we've been on the same page for a very long time.
So salaries are paid as and when due, but there are also concerns about a 2017 outstanding salary that the workers are yet to get.
Yes, government is a continuum.
Of course.
And 2017, the present government is not there as at 2017.
You have answered that by saying government is a continuum. So, because you would inherit both liability and assets, so you shouldn't just concentrate on the assets and then ignore the liability.
It is when the surplus.
You're already trying to speak like a spokesperson for government.
No, it is when the surplus are there, that is when it has been paid. 2016, 2017, 2016 December and 2017 January has been old workers. 2016 has been paid. In the local government, 2016, 2017 has been paid. So only in the state where the 2017 has not been paid. And as I speak with you, 2023 leave bonuses at the state level has been paid. So there are areas where the government has done well based on the funds that is available. It is what is available that you can share.
There are areas that government has done well.
Done well.
That
based on the funds that is on ground.
That gives us the other angle to it.
We are
there
sure.
Are also areas government has not done well.
We are sure that as soon as the funds are available, 2016 will be cleared. Now that
I understand your point. What I'm saying is, you said there are areas government has done well. It also means there are areas government has not done well.
Based on what is accrued to them. Based on what accrues to them.
Are you sure that all that is accrued to government is what has been placed on the table to arrive at this whole thing?
The government, every month, we go for cash allocation. Yesterday we were there. What accrues to Ondo State is tabled before us. And how the distribution was done, we were there to chip in our own ideas and what we know about it. And the government has been doing that. It is a plain thing. It's a thing that comes on the table of every person who are stakeholders, the government and the labor force in Ondo State.
But much ado about the wage award. Many are also saying that you're paying wage award announcement. Will it not also have a ripple effect on market forces?
I don't think. If you look at the inflation rate in Nigeria today, it has gone beyond reasonable. Well, even the wage award will not cushion the effect of inflation far as I know today. Today, a bag of rice, foreign rice, is about 60,000 naira. But the 35,000 wage award has nothing to do with maybe increasing the cost of commodities. It is always going to cushion a little of the effect. So what we are expecting is that the rating, which is the increase in salaries, and that will come very, very soon. Yesterday, the president equally presented the appropriation for 2024 to the National Assembly, and we are hoping in that appropriation there is a provision for the increase in salaries, and we know that within now and June next year, 2024, salaries will be increased in Nigeria, and the Nigeria will be able to go home.
I keep wondering why labor leaders like you are always excited about salary payment, when many people have also said that it is not an achievement. It is of right for those workers to get paid their money. It's their due, as it were. Some collect wages, some collect salaries. In this case, salary payment, many have said it is not worth celebrating. It is cynical. You just have to do it. So, but labor leaders are always excited, saying government has done well, paying our salary as and when.
If you know, in our
what other things are supposed to be the welfare of workers that are supposed to be on the table and not just be celebrating salary payment.
If you know, in our climate as Africans, sometimes leaders don't do the needful or what they're supposed to do at the appropriate time. But with the kind of government we have today in Ondo State, they look at it and say, where do we come in to really cushion the effects of this inflation and some other things? So we look at it that payment of salaries regularly is one of the government's achievements. Because before now, there was a time in Ondo State that workers are owed 6 months, 7 months salary. And this government came, in the first tranche, it paid 5 months. And that was what snowballed to 2016, 2017, as the case may be. So we need to appreciate the government when they are doing something. It may not be enough, but when they are doing something that assist us as labor force or labor organization to really see that the welfare of our workers are being achieved. So when government does that, we have to appreciate them.
In
so that they
certain
can
states, they talk about 13th month. I understand that there was a time that also happened in these states.
Yes.
I'm sure you were around and you understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So is it none of the business of labor leaders, or is it just that you're satisfied with the issue of salary payment?
If you look at what we earn as civil servant in Ondo State, compared to some of our neighboring states, Ekiti, Osun, Ondo State is earning more when it comes to salary. You will agree with me that there are states in this country that they are still paying 18,000 naira as their minimum wage, as against 30,000, which Ondo State is paying. For a very long time, Imo State, even you know the agitation that happened in Imo State, that Imo State has not keyed into the 30,000. That is about 5-6 years ago. But Ondo State has been doing that for a very long time. So, the 13th month, it will be based on the available funds that is on ground. But we want to say that if we agitate and 13th month is being paid, good. But if we agitate and it's not paid, looking at what we earn compared to the states around us, I think we are equally good.
So you've made a case for government. If it's not comfortable with paying it, labor leaders who don't have a problem with that, you've made a case for government. What
our problem is if they come with the 13
That's what I'm saying. You've made a case for government.
No, I've not made a case for government. What we are
what
saying as labor is that if the 13 month comes, good.
Okay.
If it doesn't come, what we're supposed to get, let us get it as at when due.
Okay. Now, many other things come to play when we talk about welfare of workers. For instance, what many people now celebrate is supposed to be the normal thing. Now we talk about palliative bosses and all of those things, which, if you agree with me, should have been a normal thing. In many climes, workers don't have any reason to take their vehicles to their offices. They join the boss, then you understand what I'm talking about. So now, what is the plan to get this sustained beyond talking about palliative? As a person, and that's my personal opinion, the issue of palliative does not really sound well with me. I do not know, and for many Nigerians too. But for you as a labor leader, are you not looking at, I mean the NLC now, are you not looking at a way of getting this beyond the period of palliative?
As organized labor, the issue, the word even palliative, we are not too comfortable with it. Okay. Because palliative in our own clients here, does it really get to those who really need the palliative?
Does it really palliate anything?
It's a question to be answered some other day.
Okay.
But what we are looking at is
why push the question to another day?
Yeah, it's another day.
Because
what we are really talking about today is
of course it's part of what we're
talking
talking about. Is the palliative palliating anything?
The truth of the matter is that word palliative, does the people who really need palliative, does it get to them? It's another thing to talk about. But what we are saying is that in the whole showcasing of palliatives, we go to schools, our children goes to schools. How much do they pay? What ability have we to pay these things? Our medical bills, what ability have we to pay? If you look at it, the government has equally approved that 10,000 naira should be given as wage award to the pensioners. And if you look at the pensioners, the bulk of what they get as pensions, 70-80% of them have been spent on medics to take care of themselves. So we are looking at it that how do we cushion this effect for this category of people, workers, and the masses?
Has the NLC also considered the skyrocketing cost of medications?
We've considered that, and we've spoken with government, and the government has agreed that even pensioners now can come to register with the Oranges, the health insurance scheme, where medical bills will be subsidized based on what they contribute towards it. And they are doing that, and that is about 90-95%. Very soon, the pensioners will join in and enjoy the treatment for Oranges. And we are looking at that should snowball to the masses. Which masses? The artisans, the skillful artisans. How do they register and key into it so that they will be contributing on a monthly basis? And by so doing, it will cushion the effect. And you know, Oranges, yourself, your spouse, and your children that are less than 18 years, 4 of them. So if that one is done, it will cushion the effect. We are also looking at the effect of giving buses to the states, like was announced by the president, a CNG buses, that will also bring down the cost of transportation, where you mentioned that workers, the masses, NLC, organized labor, is not only for workers, it's for every person in Nigeria.
I think I like that point. Now that brings me to asking you if the NLC is just meant for the state capital.
No.
And I'll tell you why I'm asking you.
Okay.
Now you're talking about palliative buses in certain routes and all of that. What happens to the other local government areas in Ondo State?
If you go to the interlands today, after October 1st, NLC made a kind of agitation that even the school buses that we have, that it should get to the interland. And as I speak with you, if you go to local governments like Akoko Southeast in Ishua, if you go to the Riverine area, you see these buses operating there. Even it is not at its maximum. They take the children to the school in the morning, then take them back in the afternoon. It's just for the students. But very soon, we are looking at when the LNG buses comes, because we are looking at it, government is saying that about 100 buses will come to each state. And if that is done, Ondo State is having 18 local governments. With the LCDs, about 51. So each local government and the state capital will be having maybe 2 or more. Like in Akure now, the local government and the LCDs, we have about 5 now. So about 10 buses will be here in Akure metropolis and Ijuta, Ogbolu, Obaile, and the like. So by so doing, it will capture a number of people. And this number of people will be reasonable compared to what we have today.
I know that workers pay subscription to the NLC.
Yes.
And that brings to the fore, what exactly is NLC also doing to contribute to alleviating the poverty, the suffering of the people, no thanks to the removal of subsidy? What is NLC doing with the subscription, with the money that comes to its cover?
Yes, NLC, you know, our constitutions, we subscribe. Workers subscribe to NLC. And your subscription to NLC is being passed to the headquarters at Abuja. Then there are certain percentage that comes back to the state, which is about just 10% of what we gather here in Ondo State. That
The
goes
same way the federalism runs.
It runs. That's how it is. That's how it is.
And labor is comfortable with that, despite the agitation against the current arrangement.
That is what the Constitution speaks for now. And that is what is entails in the Constitution for now. And if you look at NLC in Ondo State, we have workers that are employed directly by NLC. That is where we pay them their monthly salaries. We take care of them too, like you have. Then we take care of our runnings in the office and what we use in the office. That's where we take care of.
So it goes to say there are no specific
programs for now
or schemes for workers that you are leading.
NLC is doing for now. So a percentage of people will enjoy these palliatives as it comes. That's what the NLC is doing for now. But from the NLC coffers, we are yet